Welcome back to another episode of Everybody Has a Story, hosted by Cam Spackman. Tonight's podcast room is halfway set up by my wife's salon. We stole all of her chairs out of her salon. We got pink and white and black and all the other things in here. But super excited for the podcast tonight. I will have to say that every time I get a guest for a podcast, Cody and Jackson show up at my house for some reason. I don't know why, but they're just here.
It's that text message invite that we get.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. We love Jackson and Cody and excited to have them back. They're welcome in every one of my podcasts and super excited. We have Shawn Thomson here, the man, the myth, the legend. He is the Preston baseball coach. How we doing, Shawn?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm not doing bad. We're excited to have you here. We're gonna give you a little applause. Here you go, Shawn. That was for you. No, Shawn, but you and I, we're all kind of a group of friends here, and I haven't known you a long time, so I'd like to know a little bit more about you. Are you originally from Preston here?
Yep, I am from Preston. Went to high school, graduated from the old Preston High.
Yeah.
I am an Indian, so I lived here. I went and played college baseball at Blue Mountain Community College in Pendleton, Oregon. Moved back, electrician for about 10 years. Moved down to Utah County and got into solar, where I'm still in solar.
That's awesome.
So.
And you like the solar stuff?
It's good.
That's good.
I do like it.
Good for you. No, that's way cool. And you're a big part of the community because you're the coach of Preston baseball. How long have you been doing that?
So this is my third year. Don't know if I'm a big part of the community, but I'm a part of the community.
No, that's a big deal. You're out there coaching the community's kids in a sport that they love, and that's something to say about yourself. Before you were the head coach, I mean, did you work your way up, or how did you get into the position of being the head coach of the Preston baseball?
Yeah, so I actually coached my boy since he was 6 years old. Been doing it my whole life. When I moved back from Pendleton, Oregon, playing college ball, I actually helped another coach for Preston for about 3-4 years. Coached my boy all the way up, and then my boy played freshman year. That coach resigned, and position came open, and I love the sport. Even more, I love coaching kids, not just about sports, but about life as well.
That's so cool. That's cool to hear. And what else can you tell us about yourselves? You're married? How long have you been married?
Been married 18 years, got 4 kids,
Wow.
1 boy, 3 girls.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're a handful.
Yeah, the boys are probably more of a handful than the girls,
Nope.
huh?
Nope,
No,
not
it's
even
the other way
close.
around.
Boys are always easier.
Yeah. I don't know. My boy's a little turd. I don't. But I don't have a girl, so I don't know how it works. But
Yep.
sometimes I wonder if dance recitals and makeup might be easier than my boy doing the stuff that he does.
That's tough to watch in my mind.
I agree.
Yeah.
I love my kids, but yeah, the dance it's tough.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So, anything else? What other hobbies do you have, Shawn, besides baseball? We're gonna get deep into that tonight. But what do you like to do around here? What's your favorite Preston thing?
You know, I like to fish. I'm usually, during the fall time when the lakes are low, I'm on the lake every single night bass fishing.
So, where do you catch all the bass?
I can't tell you that. No, just go around Glendale, Lamont, Johnson. I mean, go to every lake. Just have a good time. Usually throw a couple kids on the wheeler, throw some fishing poles, and just go relax for the night.
That's awesome. Good for you. I fished that Lamont Reservoir a few times, and out of all the reservoirs here in Preston, that's where I catch the most fish around here for sure. So
Yeah, you should definitely keep going there.
yeah, no, that's a good one. Okay, I get it now. But I'm not much of a bass fisher. I go for any fish that'll hit the bait. I don't know all the tips and tricks to go out there and get those big bass out there. So
Dynamite.
Probably pulls in quite a few.
no, that's awesome. That's cool. So tell us a little bit about the past, 2-3 years or the 3 years of you being the head coach. Tell us about the years, with baseball. How have you guys been doing in your past 3 seasons?
Yeah, so past 2 years, we've had pretty much the same record. We're around 8-10, 8-11. Unfortunately, where we live, snow is terrible. So we actually usually get probably 4 or 5 games canceled every single year. So this year's been phenomenal. We've got every single game in so far, knock on wood, and no cancels at all. So
Awesome.
It's been amazing.
That's cool. So you guys have played every game. You haven't had one canceled this year.
Not one canceled this year.
How many did you have canceled last year?
Last year, I think we had probably 4 canceled. The year before that was the heavy snow.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually probably had 6, 7, 8 canceled the year before.
So
Wow.
same as the rest of the sports, really your only games that truly matter is it just the 2 in-conference teams.
It is. And the hard part is baseball's so short,
Mm-hmm.
it's tough to fill those games in because obviously pitching rules and arms are hanging during the first half of the season. So it's tough to actually make those games up.
Your conference is Pokey Century?
That's it.
That's it, huh?
Yep.
Always been that way?
Yes.
Since you've been coaching?
Since he's been coaching.
Since I've been
Okay.
coaching.
So I've been, with football, I've been a part of 3 different conferences.
You have?
Yeah, it was Pokey, Preston, Century. Then we got moved over with Twin Falls, Burley, that group. Once we beat all them enough, they kicked us out.
No, the good group.
And we went to Idaho Falls, Skyline, and all them. Same thing. We got kind of booted out of that one, essentially, and turned back into Preston Pokey Century. So,
Is it just because like we have a super small district? Like I grew up on the Utah side, so our district was always way big. But I mean, we in basketball and football and baseball, I mean, we play 3 teams in district and stuff. Is that just because there's so many districts, or how do you explain that?
school size and being in Southeast Idaho, they try to pull travel into it, so you're not too far to travel and everything.
Yeah.
But being a 5A school local for us, it's just Pokey Century until you get into Idaho Falls or over to the Burley area.
Now with Preston High School, they're 5A, 4A,
5A right
5A,
now.
but that's changing, isn't it?
Yes. Next year, we're going down to 4A. I think on the whole level. I think there's a couple teams this year, right, Shawn, that are
Yeah.
competing in the 4A level.
So I think the last 2 years, girls volleyball and softball have been competing on the 4A level.
Okay.
When I was in high school, Preston and Burley were both 4A.
So it was, 3 years ago that they made 6A in Idaho. So they just moved the 4As up to 5As, 5As up
Okay.
to 6A, because we used to not have 6A. So that's where, I mean, we're still the 4A, 5A, but we just moved up with that 6A addition to the state of Idaho.
That's awesome. That's really interesting. I've never understood the 5. I mean, I get that it's by school size and stuff, but when I graduated Skyview, we were the last. I graduated with 800 kids in my class because we were the last huge class before they split into Green Canyon and did all the splits in all the high schools. And
800 kids?
that's the number that's always stuck with me, but that seems like a super high number, so it could be a lot less than that. But
No, I
That's
mean,
a
you guys
lot.
have to go
That's
to
a lot.
Utah State for your graduation, right?
yeah, we did. We had to go, and we filled that gymnasium
That's
at Utah State.
10,270.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well, I mean, like the whole floor. I mean, we filled the floor from front to back on the court, and they put the stage up front. But we were a huge class. But my graduating class was the last year before they opened up Green Canyon, did the split on the schools. But I mean, so that you were pulling kids from Richmond, Lewiston, Cornish, North Logan, but Smithfield, Benson, Amalga. I mean, it was pretty
I
widespread.
think my graduating class was like maybe 150.
That's crazy.
We had 200 at Burley.
Ooh, that's big.
Decent.
I think that's around 130 to
I think
140.
I was right around the 150.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We didn't fill the gymnasium, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
We did
Well, I
not
would have
either.
preferred that.
And we were in the old gym at my graduation.
Yeah.
Well, you probably were too.
I
Now
wish.
they've got that new gym over there, and well, they do it out on the football field now.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish they would have sat me in the back row at my graduation so I could have got my diploma and just walked out the back. But I was like middle of the middle row in the front, and it was
You did
Couldn't
get a
do that.
diploma, though?
here. No, yeah, no, I did get a diploma, but just by a sliver.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Congrats. I got the diploma, but wasn't good enough to get into college, so we're doing all right. I can learn stuff hands-on. That's all right. So, no, but so this year so far, tell us how your year's going this far with baseball.
It's been great. I mean, we're 5-4-1. The tie that we had against Hillcrest lost sunlight. Obviously, field doesn't have lights on it, so we're doing well. A few games where we had some errors that we could have won those games.
Yeah.
But it's baseball, errors happen, and life goes on.
Yeah, no, that's definitely. I think that's with every sport. I mean, it happens. The boys basketball team for Preston, they were doing really well, and I think just a few things happened at state this year, but they played well. I went to most all their games. I've been trying to come to your baseball games and support that way, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch the coaches and how you guys get into it. I've seen Shawn jumping around, yelling a little bit out on the field out there.
That never happens. Never happens.
But when you're doing that, it just shows how caring you are of what you're doing and how you're into, the coaching and how much you care about what's going on out there on the field.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one thing with me. And once again, I try and teach beyond baseball, but you want the kids to be successful where they're at currently, and hopefully that success carries on to, I got 7 seniors. So you want that success to them to look back and be like, hey, this happened in baseball. This coach taught me a lesson for this reason, and that pertains to their life moving forward.
Yeah. No, that's way cool. I growing up, I wasn't much for sports. I didn't play a lot of them. I did track and then did FFA and stuff, but I, again, going back to my grades, do good in school, kids, because if you want to play sports, do
grades
good
matter,
in school.
especially in high school.
Yeah, be smart and pay attention to your classes, because I was a space kid in high school, and so I didn't have the opportunity, and that's something I regret sometimes. But
that surprises me. I thought you'd be straight A's.
I can't tell if that's a joke. No, definitely not a straight A kid over here. I was definitely the space man. I'd wander quite a bit, but can you explain, I've sat with Cody a few times at some baseball games, but how many pitchers do you have on a team? I see you guys rotate pitchers quite a bit, but how do you go about, positions and how many pitchers you have and when you rotate them and things like that?
Yeah, so, I have a parent meeting every single year. What I tell my parents, I don't care what grade your kid's in. If they're going to work for a position, they could start as a freshman in varsity. So to start the year out, skill, obviously, how they can play, how they can throw, batting, catching, all of that stuff goes into play. I've had 2 freshmen that have started varsity for me so far this year. But that's how I go about. Once you get to high school, we're not playing Little League anymore. Unfortunately, everyone doesn't get to play as much. It's not equal playing time. It's if you want to show up to practice and work and earn a position, that's what you have to do. As far as the pitching, obviously, the state of Idaho, they give me pitch counts. So the first month of the year, my pitchers can only pitch certain pitch counts. Once they hit that, they have to rest so many days. So if they pitch, I think it's 20 to 30, they got to rest a full day. 30 to 40 or 30 to 50 is 2 days, and then 50 to 88 is 3 days. And then the last half of the next 30 days, they actually raise that pitch count. So 3-day rest is I want to say 95 to 110 pitches, but you cannot pitch a pitcher over that maximum pitch count unless they're finishing the batter that's in the box. So if a batter steps in, they're at 87 pitches, they can finish that batter, then they have to be pulled or you forfeit the game. So
is that something you have to keep track of as a coach? It's not on the umpires or anything. It's you.
Nope.
You or your coaching staff has got to keep that pitch count.
Yeah, so we run off a game changer. I have someone in the crowd taking my game changer. You'll see me walk over constantly, pitch count, pitch count, pitch count. And that's just something that you have to know about the pitchers. Another thing is, start of the year, I don't want to hurt arms.
Yeah.
We're short on players, so I only like to throw my players maybe 2 to 3 innings till they get into it. Obviously, the next 30 days, I do want my pitchers going 5, 6 innings for me, so I don't want to hurt a kid. So if you see me rotating pitchers pretty quick at the start of the year, it's to get everyone the experience actually thrown to a live batter, but also trying to condition their arm a little bit to go longer distances later half in the season when we do play the Century and Pocatellos.
Yeah.
You're saving their arms.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I have an arm injury or a kid that's out for the year because of an arm, I would feel terrible.
Right.
Yeah. So what are some of the techniques, or not techniques, but practices? I mean, what are you guys doing? How often are you practicing during the week?
Every single day we practice. You have to have 10 practices before the first game. If you don't play a winter sport, that's another Idaho rule. So we were practicing Saturdays, but practices look like we do an in and out. So we hit fly balls, ground balls, different situations. We'll just say, hey, runner on second. Where are we going with the ball? I'll hit the ball, watch the guys move. Both JV and varsity, and any sport, it's technique, right? It's fundamentals of the game. If you don't have fundamentals, it's tough to be successful. So it's working constant fundamentals every single day. Ground balls, fly balls, how to throw. We'll do a lot of bullpens. If we have maybe 2 games a week, we'll throw a bullpen at the first of the week just to keep everyone's arm going. But yeah, it's a lot of fundamental stuff. Same with hitting. I have a net behind home plate. I'll actually stand behind home, assistant coach pitches, and then if I see something wrong in the swing, I'm fixing it in practice. In a game, I don't touch a swing. The only thing I say is be on time. But I don't want to make those tweaks in a game and mess someone's swing up in a game. That's what practice is for. So we practice every day, 4:30 to 6:30.
That's awesome.
So pitch count has no play in practices?
None at all.
So if a kid throws 80 for the week and you have practice, he throws another 80, no big deal.
So,
I mean, obviously as a coach, you want to protect him and everything, but
yeah, so
the state's not coming down to you saying, hey, he threw 80, he can only throw X amount in a practice.
And honestly, because of arms, me and my assistant coach pretty much pitch batting practice every single day. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how our arms are still intact because each of us are throwing about 150 pitches a day. So, but yeah, we usually don't let our pitchers or anyone throw during BP just because obviously we want to salvage those arms.
That's awesome. So you have Austin Hollingsworth?
Correct.
Is your co-coach, is that?
Yep, he's my assistant coach. And then for JV, I have Brad Phillips as the head coach, and then Caleb Browns and Brady Bourne.
Awesome. So with you and Austin on varsity doing that, I mean, walk us through that. I mean, what are you guys doing together to, be successful? I mean, what's some of the strategy you guys are doing? Talk about how vital it is. I mean, it's great to have, one coach on a team, but an assistant coach is definitely important to have there and with what you guys are doing, right?
Yeah, it's a definite plus. I mean, me and Austin have known each other for a long time, but having 2 coaches, and I'm a type of coach where I'm not always right. I will ask my assistant coaches, like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? I let them give input, and then we all decide together. I think that's how a coaching staff works well together, if everyone's opinion actually matters. So we'll talk quite a bit, like, hey, who's going in next? This guy's at 60 pitches. He's struggling. Who do we get warmed up? So everything we do and every substitution we make, me and Austin make that decision together.
That's awesome. That's way cool. Turning the tables a little bit, we have another coach sitting at the table.
Yep.
We've got 2 experienced coaches, and Cody over here is also the Preston Indian guy over here, and you've done football with your coaching.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I started, I think I coached at Preston for 15 years.
Wow.
Mostly with the varsity staff. This last year I was actually down in Green Canyon helping out on their defensive staff. Made it to the state championship game with them guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. Had a rough go in the state championship game, but as a 14 seed going through the state playoffs, I mean, we beat a number 3 and a number 5 seed. We had a good season.
That's cool.
And if we're being honest, I mean, the state champions, their team was legit.
They were loaded.
That would be tough to beat a team like that.
They had a great team.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Who was it?
Ridgeline.
It was Ridgeline, huh?
Yep. And they kind of beat up everybody all season. And, they took it to us down at U of U on a Thursday morning for a state championship game. But those kids, I mean, the kids being able to get us there and everything, it was a huge accomplishment. I mean, you never want to lose.
No.
But, I mean, we had a good season. Obviously, made the playoffs, everything. But we went in as a 14 seed. How many 14 seeds do you see playing in a state championship game?
Yeah. You mentioned you never want to lose, but obviously those days come, whether it's in football, baseball, basketball. But as you guys being coaches, I mean, what happens on a lost day? I mean, what are you dealing with? I'm sure the kids are super discouraged, and it's tough on them, and it's tough on you guys as coaches, I'm sure. But, I mean, what does a day like that look like, and how are you guys recovering from that?
Yeah, for me, I mean, after every loss, we ask the team, like, hey, what could we have done better? I mean, I think you learn more of a lesson than a coach coming up and saying, hey, you did this wrong. We will do that at points, depends on how upset we are, which doesn't happen a whole lot. I'm a pretty chill guy. But yeah, I mean, let them see their mistakes, and then the next day you go to work on those mistakes. If it's fly balls, if it's ground balls, go to work. I mean,
That's how they learn.
100%. And I'll have kids come up and say, hey, I'm struggling ground balls. And I will sit there after practice. I have nothing to do at home. I'd rather be on a baseball field than sitting on the couch watching TV. So if they need work after practice, hey, let's go to the cage, ground balls, fly balls, whatever you need. Let's go to work and work on this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Kind of the same thing for you, Cody, or how are you guys dealing with losses in football?
So when I was at Preston, I was the defensive coordinator, and after a loss, I was probably the worst person to be around. I mean, I don't put blame on the kids.
Yeah.
If we lost the game, in my mind, it was I put them in a bad position. So I took that on. You can ask my wife. There was a lot of, we get home from Pocatello at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up watching film.
Yeah.
Trying to fix it. And like Shawn said, I want to point out mistakes that the kids made. Hey, you were here when you should have been over here. Point them out quick, move on, and then start focusing on the good things and move to the next game. The only thing that's going to hurt a team in my mind is focusing on a loss for too long.
Yeah.
I mean, we played Friday. You can deal with it till Saturday morning, and then it's time you got another opponent coming.
Yeah. Get up and get going.
Yep.
And I think, go ahead, Shawn.
That's huge for me too. It's short memory. That's what I always tell the kids. You make an error, it's a short memory, because if you're mad about that error to the next play, you're going to make another error.
Yeah.
So forget about it, move on. I agree with Cody. We always tell the boys after a loss, hey, sit on it for a night. Tomorrow we come back, we work on it. So be upset for a minute, move on.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And I think there's definitely that fine line there of, you got to bring in the kindness so you're not too hard on your team and make them feel like complete crap. But you also, I agree with pointing out their mistakes and things like that so they know what they did wrong. I think that's good coaching. Kind of the tough love situation,
I mean, if you never point out a mistake, and take it from sports, work, whatever. If nobody ever points out your mistakes, how are you going to learn from it?
100%.
You don't know what you don't know.
It doesn't need to be, you don't need to tear the kid down or anything like that. Just point out their mistake, let them know about it, move on, and do better the next time.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Jackson, I know you were deep into sports when you were in Burley. You were a baseball player, right?
I played baseball, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know Cody and Shawn, you guys probably played sports when you were younger, but going to Jackson here, I mean, as a player, what did you feel like? I mean, as a player for a team, when you go through a loss, I mean, what are you feeling?
Well, wasn't good thoughts being a player. Yeah. But just like these two said, the coaches would let you know what you did wrong, and there's another play coming up. So leave that in the past, get over it, and get ready for the next thing that's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything that ever happened with you when you were playing sports? I mean, really, this pertains to any sport, but baseball or anything that happened, something your coach said to you. I mean, what's something that kind of stuck with you? You're a little younger than these two old dogs sitting here with us. Kidding.
A lot younger.
We just got life experience.
But you it hasn't been too long since you graduated high school. I mean, 10 years. But what's something that you remember? I mean, I think I remember you mentioning this before. There's something before you told me a story that stuck with you that your coach might have said to you or in those situations.
Probably the biggest thing that I've ever gotten told was there's no I in team.
Yeah.
One person can't do it.
Yeah.
You've got multiple people out there trying to accomplish the same thing.
Right.
Something bad happens, get over it. You're not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Get up there, get in the batter's box, get ready to catch the ball, whatever you're doing. But don't linger on mistakes because, that's easier said than done. But
yeah.
That's what makes good athletes better than everybody else is they're not perfect. They know it. They just get up, do it again.
Yeah, and I think you can kind of relate that. I mean, again, with any sport, but with life too. I mean, something bad happens to you. If you let that linger in your life too much, it does more damage than good.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
I deal with that too sometimes that, again, I didn't play many sports, but something bad happens in life, and I'll sit and stew on it for days and weeks, and at the end of that, it's hurting you a lot more than it is benefiting you, and you just need to get up from your mistakes and realize it. I've had mentors, I've had bosses, I've had coaches in track, things like that, where they've gotten upset with me. I've got a wife that gets upset with me every day. Just kidding.
No surprise.
There's no arguments in this house.
No, I'm kidding. But no, I mean, but I've been called out on stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it's definitely hard to not sit there and be like, oh, like they yelled at me. That's so stupid. What? No. And then you just hold a grudge and you get mad. But no, I mean, you take that as a lesson, and you can't take it personal. It's a life lesson. I mean, everybody's dealing with stuff in life, and you're learning. And so you got to take it, whether it's in a sport you're playing, in a career that you're doing, and in a life hobby that you're doing, you got to take that and learn from it, move forward, and do better. Get back up and get going, do better. 100%.
And to me, it goes a lot with one thing that I've talked about quite a bit is mentality. I know people like to joke, people have a good time, but sometimes it goes too far and gets a little bit serious, and it tears people down. So this year it's been, hey, instead of saying, hey, you suck, why did you strike out? Like, hey, go get it next at bat.
Yeah.
It's the way you say things and how you say it that can turn a negative to a positive, and you don't look like a jerk.
100%. Yeah, I mean, in track, and this is just my own personal feeling, but you can only run so fast, right? I mean, there's some guys out there that are they're quick. I mean, I went to high school with Connor Mance, and he's running in like Olympic crap now and the Boston Marathon and getting medals, and there was just no way that I was running faster than his.
You always finished at least second.
No.
That's what you're saying.
No. Oh yeah. I never got first running with him. That kid can run, I think it was just under a 4-minute mile. That kid would sprint every single, it was nuts. But, I actually would always consistently finish third or fourth. There were some pretty quick people on my team, but it was always cool. Those guys would always turn around, and I know they were running better than me, but they'd always turn around and be like, God, dude, you killed it. You did so good. And that was such a pick-me-up, because I'd always be like, oh, I finished third, fourth, fifth. That sucks. But no, like that's pretty good, especially when you're running with could be 14, 15 guys, and so that's really cool. I think that's important from a coach aspect. I've never been a coach. I coached my little boy's 3-year-old soccer team. So there wasn't much coaching going on there. But I think it's important from a coach's standpoint, looking from the outside in, to have your guys work as a team, and pick each other up in those hard situations. You really rely on each other in games, and in what you're doing, right?
Oh, yeah. There's only so much a baseball or football coach can do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, in football, it's the 11 guys on the field that have got to work together. 9 guys on the diamond that have got to work together. Shawn can take a timeout, but at the end of the day, he's got to go back to the dugout.
Yeah.
And those kids got to figure it out.
That's the other big thing that we got taught, too, growing up is, you have practice every day. It gets tiring for these kids, whatever. Our coaches put this in our head that you practice as you play. You go out there and goof around during practice. You're going to
get beat.
Yeah. You will get beat. You'll look like a fool, and they'll bring that up and be like, okay, this week, let's focus. It's like, oh, I get it.
It's funny you say that because I actually use that term tonight. Because kid on short, we're playing 4-on-4-on-4. Just rotating through, seeing who can score the most. Line drive, drops it. Right to his glove. Center fielder, just lazy, going back for a fly ball, out of his glove. And that's one thing I said is you practice how you play. If you're going to be lazy during practice, you're going to be complacent with it during a game. And that could be a win or a loss right there.
That's a big thing for not just sports, though. With when you grow up with your jobs.
Yeah.
You're lazy doing stuff with your job.
Yeah.
Ain't going to end up well.
They're going to find somebody else to do that job.
You know what I mean?
Have you guys ever seen that TV show called Ted Lasso?
I've heard about it, never watched it. It is soccer related.
Yeah, it's the soccer.
You know my feelings about soccer.
No.
We talked about that in
Me
podcast 1.
I've never even heard about it.
You've never heard? You should go watch it. Yes, it is about soccer, but there are so many
There's one strike.
But there's so many legit life lessons in that show. And there's one, you guys sitting here talking about practice, and there's one kid on the soccer team that they're all in the locker rooms and they're getting ready to go out and do practice, and the star kid of the team. I mean, he's a good player, but he's arrogant. And he's sitting in the locker rooms and they're like, all right, let's go do practice. And he sits there in the locker rooms. The coach turns around and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm not going to practice today. He's like, you're not going to practice today? He's like, no, we're not. I don't want to. And then Ted, he gets into it. He's just like, fine, it's just practice. Don't worry about it. It's just practice. It doesn't matter. And he just throws this big, huge fit. But, it shows. And then, all the team was looking at him kind of like, oh, like he's not a team player. Mm-hmm. And if I remember right, like their next game, all the players kind of showed him what's up. Mm-hmm. Like didn't pass the ball to him, didn't include him because he was being the I in team that doesn't exist. And so teaching a team to work together and practice together. I mean, it's super important to get out and practice. It's not just practice. It's making it work,
Yeah.
Well, and that's a hard thing. I mean, practice, it can be monotonous. I mean, every day you do the same thing. You work on different things, but it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same with two-a-days.
Yep.
It can be tough rolling into practice. You may be at 70% that day, but give me 100% of that 70% to get better. Just get better 1% every single day, and by the end of the year, that's when you're legit. You are good at what you do. Just get a little bit better every single day.
That's awesome. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Cody, but is baseball the only sport that does doubleheaders where you're playing 2 games in one day?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, in basketball, you can get it through summer leagues, stuff like that. But as far as your, like, regular season stuff, it would just be baseball.
That's what I was going to ask. You guys still play doubleheaders, right? It's not just a single game.
You guys have played 3 or 4 this year already.
We've played 3 or 4 doubleheaders so
That's
far.
what you do during the season is a doubleheader.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, obviously living where we do, Cody talked about a little bit, people do have to travel quite a ways. Right. I mean, Hillcrest is Idaho Falls. They drove 2.5 hours to play us. Doesn't make much sense for them to drive here one game, up there one game for us. So we played a doubleheader against them. Shelley, same way. Bear Lake, they honestly usually have snow on their field the first month, so they don't get to play. So they always schedule doubleheader. This Friday, Sugar Salem, same thing. It's a 3-hour drive. So come up here, play 2 games, be done with it. We don't have to travel up there. But we rotate years. So last year we were at Sugar, and then they come here. Next year we'll probably be back at Sugar for a doubleheader.
And for those that are listening, because I actually learned this recently too, that a doubleheader means 2 games in one day, or evening even. And so, like, talk about that a little bit, Shawn. I mean, that's got to be wearing on the team. And some of those games, I mean, depending on, I'm still learning baseball, and I'd love if you could explain kind of how the scoring system works and why you guys, sometimes you'll stop at the 5th inning because of some reason. Sometimes you'll go to 7 innings or 10 innings, whatever. But, sometimes when you get a long game that you might go 10 innings, and then you got to play a doubleheader, you got to play another game after that. That has got to be tiring on your team. That's got to be tiring on you guys. So if you could kind of blend that, tell us a little bit about the score system as well as what does a doubleheader look like?
Yeah, before you start, I got a question on that. In the state of Idaho, a baseball game's 7 innings, right, for high school?
Correct. Yep.
And at the bottom of the 7th, 5-5 tie. Will you guys play extra innings? Or are you just going to end it in a tie and move to game 2?
Yeah, we'll play extra innings. Usually what they do, I can't remember what it's called, but they'll actually start with the guy on second.
Okay.
It's international tiebreaker rule.
Because you mentioned you have a tie on your record right now.
Yep.
That was due to running out of light.
Correct.
Not because of a...
Yeah, I think we ended in the 5th inning, so we would have kept playing if we had lights.
If you had lights on.
Yep.
Do you get to pick the player that goes to second?
Last out.
Last out, really?
Last out, yep.
Okay.
So, doubleheaders, I mean, they're tiring, but 2 weeks ago it was rough. We had doubleheader against Shelley, and then we played Kimberly on Thursday, doubleheader Bear Lake on Saturday, then a doubleheader against Hillcrest on Monday. So,
holy cow.
I mean, 7 games in 6 days.
Wow.
Arms were hanging. I was pitching guys 2 innings, and I was just saying, hey, if you can give me an inning, we're going to throw you in there. Because by Bear Lake on Saturday, it was arms were hanging, and it was rough to get pitching in. So whoever could throw through. As far as the scoring system, so there's a 10-run rule in effect after 5. So if you're up 10 runs at the end of the 5th or middle of the 5th with your home team, game's automatically over. So that's a 10-run rule.
Wow. That's good to know. I'm learning something new every day.
And I mean, they have it in all sports.
Yep.
Basketball in the fourth quarter, if you're up 30, clock's going to run.
Really?
Football, I think it's 35 in football, the clock will run.
God,
So you're not ending early, but, in an 8-minute quarter basketball game, the only time the clock will stop is on a timeout.
That's super
They're
interesting.
not going to make it drag out.
Yeah, they're going
You're
to.
up by that much.
When you're
Right.
up that far, number one, you don't want to keep going and embarrass the other team. I mean, that's not sportsmanship.
Right.
I even think softball has a 15-run rule in the 4th and maybe a 20 in the 3rd.
Yeah.
Baseball doesn't have that. I think that's just softball.
Wow. So maybe you just explained it to me. I'm not understanding it, but sitting watching with Cody at some of these games, if they score, like if your team or the other team scores 5 points in an inning, if you're up by 5 or you do
Runs.
5 runs.
Thank you.
Okay. See, I'm learning. Everybody listening, learn. But if they do 5 runs, score 5 runs, then game's over, right? If they did that, if they were up by 5 and did 5 runs in the 4th inning or in the 5th inning, like that's it.
It's got to be the 5th. So yeah, say that.
Oh, it has to be the 5th.
It has to be the 5th.
Say
in
the
high school.
score's 5-5. Us playing Bear Lake. If we come in the bottom of the 5th and score 5, game over. If Bear Lake scores 10. If
10.
Bear Lake scores 10, we still get a chance to come in because it's the bottom of the inning. We're the home team.
Okay.
So home team always
Has
has
advantage.
last bats. It's the bottom of the inning. So we'll be on defense first, and we always get a bat last.
Okay.
So if the visiting team is up by 10, the home team will still get a chance to
They'll get
to
one
catch
last
back
at
up.
bat.
Okay.
Yep.
So on that, Bear Lake's up 15-5, bottom of the 5th. You guys bring it to 15-6. Roll
Another
the
inning.
6th inning.
It's got to be 10.
Yep, it's got to be 10 at the
Yep.
end of your 3 at bats as the home team.
Correct.
That makes sense. Well, it's starting to make sense to me.
Trying to get it explained for Cam. I mean, I kind of knew that one, but
Yeah. And it's kind of as I get older and I'm getting you guys as buddies and you guys are all into sports and football and basketball and baseball. I'm trying to learn. I want to be included. So
What's your favorite sport, Cam? What do you like to
honestly,
watch or be around?
if I
it's
had
got
to
be
pick,
football.
well, if I had to pick between baseball, basketball, football, like right now I probably enjoy watching basketball the most.
Like basketball?
And I don't know how do you say this? Like if I just understand it better, because I do understand basketball, and so I can catch on a little bit better. There's a lot of terms and things that go on in football. There are a ton of terms and things that go on in baseball. So I just don't catch on as quickly. But
Well, and I also think, correct me if I'm wrong, but pace of the game too. Basketball
exactly
is
what
quick.
I was gonna
It's
say.
It's a little
very
quicker.
quick.
yeah,
Fast paced the whole
Baseball,
time.
for sure.
baseball is a little bit slower.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the quickness and pace is probably what you like.
Yeah,
It's entertaining, more
And
entertaining.
yeah, I mean, that Preston basketball team this last year, they were fun to watch.
yeah, they were.
They had some kids that could jump, and
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they were fun to watch. Not saying your baseball team wasn't
no, for
fun
sure.
to watch,
No, I agree.
but like you said, I mean, baseball is a little bit slower pace game, and
Well, and like I say, I mean, this year was really the first year I started. I went to most every single home basketball game, and I had a lot of fun doing that. And I've started coming to the baseball games, the ones I have. I haven't been in a week because I've been moving.
we'll be
But
there Friday.
Well,
But yeah.
we helped you move, and I still made it to baseball.
hey, stop terminating my excuses. But no, I encourage, if there is anybody, hopefully I got people on this podcast listening here in Franklin County, but if you guys get time, check the schedule and go out and support these kids and the coaches and go watch, and anybody that's got kids, I took my kid, I grabbed Jackson's kid once when you were out working, making money, putting it on the table. I grabbed your kid once when Maddie brought him over to get nails done at my house, but we went over to the baseball game. That's the future. Them kids are going to be playing baseball one day, and so I encourage everybody listening, if you got time, go watch these kids. These kids love it, right Sean?
100%. And that's the thing is, I don't even care if you support the coaches. I mean, these boys work their butt off day in, day out. Go support these kids that go to Preston High. We got Westside. Westside can play baseball with us, but also we got 3 or 4 homeschool kids as well out. So, I mean, come support these kids. I mean, it's entertaining. It's fun. Concession stand there, but more, I mean, I see a lot of people at the basketball games. I feel like baseball, football don't get as much. Obviously, basketball is very successful in Preston.
Yeah.
But, I mean, these kids do enjoy it. They look in the stands. They see, 50, 100 people there, and that's what they're there for. I mean, this is their MLB right now is high school baseball. So it's awesome the more support that we can get and come hang out in the ballpark.
Yeah, go cheer them on. Go
So,
clap for them. Go yell
on
at
that,
'em.
they're charged to get in the baseball games. Where are you guys playing? Because it's not at the high school for people that
Yeah.
haven't been to a game before. And tell us where your field is, what it costs to get into a game, that kind of stuff.
Oh, you got me on the cost. I actually think it's $5.
Is it?
I think it's $5. It's a little bit lower than basketball, football, but it's behind the junior high. It's a fourplex. There's 2 softball fields, 2 baseball fields. It's actually a gorgeous complex. Bleachers for seating. If you want, bring your camping chairs. You can sit out right field, left field. You can put it right on the concrete. We got, obviously bathroom facilities. But yeah, go grab a Mountain Dew and a popcorn and come enjoy the games.
That's awesome. So I want to roll back a little bit because I think we kind of skipped over it just a little, but going back to double headers. I mean, what does that look like for your team? I mean, like I say, if you go a long inning and it's a long game, do you guys have like a certain amount of time in between each game that you have to have before you start into the next game? Or is it like play one, no matter how long it is, you roll right into the next one?
Usually umpires have to change. So if an umpire's behind the plate, the field ump, the next game will be behind the plate. So they go up in the crow's nest, get there. The home plate umpire will take his gear off. Obviously, they're wearing chest protector, face mask, and shin guards. He'll take those off, and then the other umpire will get all his stuff on. So they usually ask us after every game, hey, how long do you need to get a new pitcher warm? They usually say 15, 20 minutes. I usually try and go longer, so about 20, 25 minutes in between games. But they will ask us. Obviously, when we start at 3:30, the sunlight is an issue for the 5:30 game. So it's usually a 15-minute break during that period so we can play, hopefully get a full 7 innings in or at least 6 in.
It probably depends, too, on you guys have grass as an infield, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
if you had dirt, you would have to work that. You'd have to work that, too. That's what we had to do. Is that game started when we was done working the dirt.
Yeah,
We
so
get it wet, work it. That's what we did.
see, and that's one reason why we don't have dirt, because usually the snowfall we get, we'd be like Bear Lake and
you don't
never
have time to
we
do it.
wouldn't play for the
Okay.
first 3 weeks to a month. So it was Coach Hansen back in the day who was the coach when I was here, and he built the field. But yeah, he doesn't want grass, but he made it grass just so we can get on our field during the
Right.
season.
Right. Is it different for your kids to go play somewhere that has a infield that is different?
It depends on the field. We've been to a few fields where it moves from grass to dirt. It's a pretty big lip, so it's a little sketchy.
Pretty gnarly, huh?
But there are some fields, I know, like Hallowell and Pocatello, it's kept up by the city. It's smooth. It's a good field.
Yeah.
So I've seen it a lot with football. Schools switching to turf. Do you see much turf in high school baseball?
Go down south.
Yeah, down south it's
down-
everywhere.
Go
But
down
here
south.
in southeast Idaho, are you guys playing on turf much? Does it make that big of a difference?
It does make difference. The hops are more true if a ground ball's hit. I know Pocatello just got a new turf field. It's right by their football field,
Yep.
actually. Their infield is turf. And I believe we haven't played there, but Highland is now turf.
After their
After their
fire and
fire.
everything. Yeah, I think you're right. I think
Yep,
they did
so
go
I think
turf.
they went turf. It is a big difference. Like I say, it's true hops. It's a nice surface, a nicer surface. You don't have to maintain it as much. Me and Austin, honestly, we got a roller behind a tractor. Our field was horrendous. Every single winter, you got bumps, gophers in there. So we actually pull a tractor around our field probably 15 to 20 times this year just to try and flatten that baby out. And it's in great condition this year. We redid the dirt. It looks a lot better this year than it has in previous years.
Your preference, if somebody was to donate the money, would you go to turf?
100%.
You'd go to turf instead of dirt?
Oh,
You
yeah.
would, huh?
Yep.
Just for the maintenance or
Maintenance, and I think usually when we have a normal snowfall, it would just melt quicker.
yeah.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah, you got
easier to
those
maintain.
Rubber BBs in there that is
Mm-hmm.
going to attract the snow or the sunlight. And
I'll be honest though, I got a bid for our mound and home plate only,
yeah.
and it was $25,000. And I was like,
Oh my.
I'm like, that hurts.
Yeah.
So
to do an entire field, that's
So for a full infield, I talked to an umpire. I think you're probably around 150 to 200 just for an infield.
Holy cow. For turf?
For turf.
That is crazy. 150,000?
Century's new turf football field. I think they were in the 300 range
Holy
to
cow.
put that in.
Cody, where
you
you
want to
coach-
sponsor?
Oh,
You guys
go
want
on.
to sponsor baseball? 200,000?
You can put me down for 20.
When my
I'm in for 20.
when my podcast gets 200,000 listeners, I'll get each of them to donate $1 and
There we go.
we'll be good to go.
What was your question, Jackson?
The school Green Canyon.
Yes, sir. Green Canyon.
That is a turf football field.
That is a turf football field.
Preston is grass,
Grass.
still. It's still
Yeah,
grass, huh?
Smithfield, Skyview's a turf too.
Every
Skyview's turf,
school
yeah.
in Cache Valley is turf.
and just
Is
Every,
that a
this-
rule?
every football field. No, it's just what they've went to.
What would you prefer?
Grass.
Me, I would prefer grass. 100% football. I'm a grass guy. Turf's nice.
There's too
You
many
just-
injuries
Too many
on
knees.
the turf.
You get
Yep.
a lot of knee injuries in football.
Well, and this is, unless it was an April Fool's prank today, but this is an olive branch. But did Utah State just change their whole field to look like?
No,
Spotted
that's April Fool's joke.
Okay, cool.
But
April Fool's.
Got 'em.
two or 3 years ago, they did that with the helmet. They put the cow polka dots on the helmet. Well, if you watch any Utah State games this year, they played 2 games with those helmets.
They
Yeah.
should. That field looked good though, like
the
that.
blue
It
and
really,
white
It
cow
really
print.
did look
Well,
good.
and in basketball, on the one
they
side
did
of the stadium,
Yep,
yeah.
the student section they handed out shirts.
You can't
Yeah,
have
that's cool.
colored turf.
Oh,
That's-
you can't in football.
I mean,
You
there's
can.
schools. Yeah, there's schools that are out there.
That's-
Well,
So
Boise
that's Smurf
State's
turf?
blue and
Boise State has a has a
Eastern
blue
Washington's
field.
white.
There's a
Okay.
red field out there too. I
That's
don't know.
Or not white. Sorry, Eastern Washington is red.
Red. Okay.
Yep, and Boise's blue. There's a purple one back east. There's a black one in New York.
Did you say you're not supposed to have colored turf?
I thought that everybody had to go to green. I thought Boise State was supposed to change.
So everybody says Boise State has like the trademark or whatever on colored turf.
right.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Interesting.
That's
But I
the
mean-
only colored field I've ever seen.
If anybody
besides on
knows,
TV.
Yeah,
if
Eastern
anybody knows,
Washington's,
reach out. Let us know.
But I mean, you think
Yeah.
about the advantage that Boise State gets on that blue turf when they wear their blue
Yeah, when they wear
uniforms.
blues.
I mean,
Yeah.
you do blend in a little bit.
If you know
Sneaky.
the answer, put it in the comments.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oregon is green.
Yeah, but Oregon
gotta-
has 95 different jerseys
True.
every season.
Yeah, they
so.
don't wear the same jerseys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I want to roll back to donations, and I love Preston City. I love this little town that we live in. I'm a part of it, and I want to become a bigger part of it. But as far as going back to the baseball field, I mean, as far as lights, I mean, is that a sponsorship deal? Is there a reason we don't have lights on our baseball fields these days, or?
That I don't know. It'd be nice. I mean, if we could get lights, I would actually hold tournaments throughout the summer. I mean, tournaments bring in a good amount of money. Problem is you got to end at 8:00
Yeah.
in the middle of the summer, and tournaments usually go till there's games at 8, start at 9, so you're ending 10 and 11 o'clock. So I don't know what the deal is with the lights. I haven't heard. But yeah, I would love lights on our field.
Yeah.
How many schools do you go to that don't have lights on their baseball facility? Is
Actually,
it common in this southeast Idaho?
it's actually very common. The
Go to
ones
Burley.
the ones that do have lights, Burley doesn't count. The ones that do have lights, that's close, like Hallowell, but it is
Uh-huh.
a city park.
It's a city park.
It's a city park.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's not super common, but yeah, it would be great to have lights.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Maybe that's something for the locals here in Preston. If we want to see some night games, maybe we check with Preston
Tell
City
you
and
what,
check it out.
I bet he'd get a Cam Spackman field if you donated turf and some lights.
I
would-
would. About
I
the
would
turf.
put-
I think lights would be a little bit cheaper.
I would put a picture of your face dead center field on the turf if you donated that.
Talk about
Hey,
marketing for the podcast.
I sponsored baseball this year. My face is out there on a banner.
You did. He did sponsor a banner, and it
Cam's
looks
back
good.
in real estate. There we go. But you guys do every year. Talk about that. You guys get sponsors every year. What does that money go towards when somebody sponsors baseball?
Yeah, so unfortunately, Preston High doesn't give me any money. Baseball gets zero money. So all the money that you see is donated. We sell banners on our fence. All that money goes to my game balls, which I pay around $1,300. You wouldn't think so, but I get 10 dozen game balls, $1,300 for game balls. When when I first started, there was absolutely no equipment, 0 baseballs even. So I had to go out and buy 3-4 buckets of balls so we could even play catch, just the basics. So it goes to game balls, practice balls. I bought a couple sets of catcher's gear. We had 1 or 2 sets last year. They were getting pretty old. Helmets, bats. I bought some L screens this year, some mats for the field, but all that money that those banners hanging that you see, they go straight to the program. Me and the other coaches don't take a dime. It's always equipment for the field, baseballs for the field, equipment for the kids, bats for the kids. I upgraded our bases. If you looked at our JV bases last year, there was 2 sides that were just totally ripped out. So upgrading equipment to make sure we actually have decent equipment that we can play and put on the field.
That's awesome. And getting people at the game, I mean, if you guys are a small business out there and you're listening and you want to help get your name out there, these are good-sized banners. Shawn reached out to me, wanted to see if I could help sponsor a game. If you guys want to get your name out there, go support the baseball team, the basketball team, the football team, but go sponsor these kids, sponsor these teams, get your banner out there and get things going. That's super cool to do, help the community out, and this money sounds like it goes to good things.
And to be honest, I mean, I understand these businesses get hit up day in and day out by every single sport in Preston. I get that. So maybe you're struggling a little bit. If you have $20, that's 3-4 game balls. I mean, if you can't afford a banner or something like that, little donations help every single way. So
yeah, that's super cool.
But I do appreciate the support and all the banners we have. I want to thank all those companies that have supported. That's a huge help and success in this baseball program.
That's so cool. And there are a lot of good small business out here. If you guys haven't already, go listen to our recent podcast with Smart Choice Services. He's another small company here in town. Go support him and listen to that podcast. But yeah, get out and support if you can. We understand, as people, we're all human, and a lot of small businesses, like you say, Shawn, they do get hit up by rodeos and fair and sports and all that you guys get hard, and we all appreciate the support that you small businesses give to this community. It's super fun and super cool to see get out there, so that's awesome. But
so on that line, it's support, everybody coming. How many games do you have left in your season? When's the state tournament, that kind of stuff going?
Well, I'm going to look up the schedule, but I know we play a doubleheader this Friday against Sugar Salem, 3:30, 5:30.
So when is this podcast going to drop? Because this Friday might be different from the day this podcast drops.
Yeah, this
Friday's the 3rd.
My phone is on record, so it's not this Monday, but next Monday it'll be dropping.
We'll
at
be
6
a couple
a.m.
weeks out.
How many more games you got?
You got to speed this process up. So on the 14th, we play Malad at home at 4. We travel to Marsh Valley on the 16th, travel to Malad on the 20th, and then we actually got Pocatello here the 23rd at 3:30, 5:30.
Awesome.
So
and that's a big one. Big district
Yeah, that's
game.
a district game.
So what happens if you win district? Where's state at? Do you guys go play state? What does that entail?
So 5A state is actually in Idaho Falls at Malaluka Field this year. So obviously,
Has that changed?
Yes.
Was
So
it in
everything used to be in Boise.
Okay.
Now they have Malaluka Field, so they actually pick different locations. So I think 6A's in Boise, will be in Idaho Falls at Malaluka Field.
They're spreading it out.
They are spreading it
Yeah.
out. And
That's
the more
good.
fields that pop up, I think the more locations.
Malaluka's nice too. It really is.
I'd really like to see state boys basketball make it to Idaho Falls to the new Mountain America Center.
You don't like it in Boise?
Boise's fun, but we've been there.
Yeah. I agree.
I like it.
Yeah, but
I agree, Cody.
Do you?
5-hour drive when our boys go up and win state, a 3-hour drive up the road. How many more fans are we going to get to Idaho Falls?
To be honest,
and that's just here looking at the Preston side. The Boise schools
true.
obviously love Boise,
Right.
but
I feel like it's
yeah,
pretty
I
centered.
think it's
though,
good to kind of move stuff around, like football. They'll move the state playoff game depending on who's playing.
True.
So I mean, 4A they say it's gonna be in Idaho State, unless a team from up north and in the west, Boise, then they'll move closer to that location.
Yeah.
I think it's good to move it around the state. Help the schools. It helps with travel. It helps fans. It helps parents get there. I like that it moves around.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, I went up to state basketball this year. The fan base that travels to Boise,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Even other schools were like, you guys have so many fans that make this trip. So it's awesome the support that we see in this little community. If we can get it to obviously every sport, that would be amazing.
Yeah. No, that's super cool. Get out and support these kids and support what they do. So, Shawn, I want to get don't hit me. You're just across the table. Don't punch me over here. But you have a boy that is a senior this year. He's playing baseball. I want to start with this question first because I'm sure it's hard for other parents to see that you're a head coach and you have a boy that plays baseball. And I know I've watched your boy and he plays really well.
He's okay.
But as a coach, you're the head coach of the baseball team and you've got a boy that plays baseball. I mean, how do you separate that?
The nice thing for me is I didn't coach freshman year. He did start varsity his freshman year, so that was kind of established from the get-go. But it's just me having a talk with him. Once I step into that cage to get ready, I'm coach. I'm not dad. I don't treat him any different.
Are you harder on him than you are the other kids?
I was going to say, to be honest, that's the unfair part that I think it is to him is I am harder on him, and then when we go home, he has to hear it again, and then the next morning when he wakes up for school. So I am harder on him. This year I've actually pulled back a little bit because it's like, hey, you're going to college, time you start learning stuff on your own, but I am harder on him, 100%.
Yeah.
So that's one we dealt with Preston football. I wasn't a dad. I am. My kid's 7. But we had dads on the coaching staff. A lot of people know there was a recent change. That's why I'm down to Green Canyon. But what are your thoughts as being a coach and a dad? Preston School District doesn't have a lot of money to pay their coaches. And for the community members, who do they think should be in their coaching? We don't have money to pay somebody. It's not a full-time job. So how do you play high school sports without parents being involved?
See, and that's a tough one for me because I agree with you 100%. I mean, even say you keep coaching for Preston, your son is eventually going to be in high school where you are coaching.
And he's going to be good.
I hope so, and I would love nothing against Green Canyon. I love it. But you've coached other places, I'm sure. It's something different coaching in your hometown.
It really is. And
as good and bad as that can be, because I'm sure you've had the bad and the good with it.
Oh, yeah.
There's just something about knowing the local kids and what you're doing for them. I would love to be back in Preston. Hopefully one day it'll happen.
Yep. And you're supporting the kids where you live. I think that's a big thing for me. I mean, most of the kids that I've coached, I'm still good friends with. I mean, the Pitcher twins, I coached them 2 years ago. We still talk, high fives, hugs. I mean, we still talk all the time. I think the thing I didn't realize coaching is the friendships that you would create and you still have. I mean, I'm great friends with the kids I coached for the last 2 years. Love them to death. They could still call me today and I'd be for them right there for them in a heartbeat.
But I'd do the same, and still, me and my wife will go out, and I'll see a kid I coached 10 years ago, and it's like we never left. I mean, it's still, I was always Trav. To everybody, it was just Coach Trav, and that's, I mean, she gives me a hard time. She's like, you're friends with, like, 16 to 18-year-old kids, and then old guys. She's like, it's weird. It's like, well, I mean, you build that bond with kids that I love seeing, their mission papers come in and they invite you to their farewell or getting their cards for their wedding. And you definitely build a bond with high school kids and you spend that much time coaching them and being a part of their life.
I mean, I'm sure you're the same, but I've been to every graduation. I have no one graduating, but I try and find one ticket so I can be there for those baseball boys. But back to the dad thing, I mean, it is tough. I think it's a different being in there than parents looking in there, because I flat out told in my interview, I said, there's no favoritism. I mean, if he's not working, someone can replace him easily. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, your job's on the line.
100%.
If you're losing and you're playing a favorite game or whatever, I mean, the best kids got to be on the field. Like you said earlier, it's high school sports now.
Yep.
Little League was great. It was great to make sure everybody got a hit, everybody got a whatever. But now you're into competitive. You're playing there's one state champion.
Yep.
It's not like these Little League games where, hey, everybody's going to get a medal. Thanks for playing.
The old participation trophy.
At the end of the day, there is one state championship team, and to be that team, you've got to have the right kids on the field.
I cannot stand that participation stuff.
either.
I don't like it.
I've told my
one
wife
bit.
if Trey gets one, he can keep it that night and it's going to the trash.
Yeah, I do.
He
not
can
like
keep the
that.
winners. I'm not a participation trophy guy. I think that's probably back to the way we were raised. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it.
Yep.
The way you're coaching kids now is different than what you were doing 5, 10, 15 years ago.
100%.
I mean, I remember in football taking the old whistle off the top of the helmet from the coach. Now, if you
The old face
Yeah.
mask
Yeah.
grab.
Yeah,
you
grab.
give a dirty look to a kid and you're getting parents yelled at, and it's different.
Yep. And as a coach, I think that's the hard part. I mean, we try and make the best decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Do we make 100% the right decisions? Not every time.
Yeah.
We're going to mess up. But we're with the kids every single day, 5 to 6 days a week. So when someone comes in and complains about playing time, it's like, hey, show up at 4:30 and watch till 6:30. See how your kid's doing, see if they're struggling somewhere. But we're with your kid every day. We're not just going to sit your kid for fun.
Yeah.
There's a reason that he may not be playing.
Yep.
And that's something that we see as coaches. You probably see it time and time
and
again.
I haven't been a head coach yet. I mean, of a JV team and stuff, but not over the whole program. But that was always our, as the head coach would talk to me as his defensive coordinator was, hey, so-and-so's parents are complaining about his playing time. And our response was, come to practice without your kid knowing and just watch.
Mm-hmm.
If at the end of that practice you still want to talk to us, by all means, we'll sit down, we'll have that meeting. And 9 times out of 10, the parents were, hey, I apologize. I see the way he's acting in practice.
We grew up in that different era, though.
Yep.
Well, you guys are a bit older.
Easy.
Yeah, little older than I am, but you
A lot
older. But you didn't see your parents showing up to practice.
No.
My parents didn't show up to practice, but I feel like it's changed.
It's across the whole. I mean, not just youth sports. You see it all the way across the board.
Yep.
And to be honest, I mean, along with them wanting to meet with coaches, it's to the referees or umpires. I mean, there's sometimes I just turn and look at my crowd and just give it the, like, what are we doing? It's high school baseball. And to be honest, referees, umpires, they make mistakes. They're human. So
there's one in the state of Idaho that's never made a mistake.
Which one's that?
This guy.
Let's get deep in here.
Cody is a basketball ref.
I ref
and
basketball.
He's never
I've done
made a
I've
mistake.
done it for 18 years.
Holy
I started.
cow.
I guess 17 years. I started when I was 19.
So do you get
Cody,
more crud from the crowd now?
Yes,
than
by
you
far.
did.
The
you do,
crowd, the coaches, and the players are far worse now than they used to be.
Cody, I've seen you ref. I think you're a horrible ref.
Hey, that's fine.
I'm just kidding.
And I'll take it. And I mean, I've had that argument with coaches. It's my fault. It's always my fault. I
No.
mean, the kid can go to the foul line. They can be 1 for 10 and they lose the game by 2. It's my fault they lost that game because I made one bad call. Well, what about the 9 missed foul shots? What about the 18 turnovers you guys had? Like, let's look at it as a whole.
Well, and I'm gonna get I'm probably gonna get some nasty comments about this, but I have a 4-year-old son and he's played. I mean, he's 4, but we've put him in football already. We've put him in basketball already. We put him in soccer already. And as a 4-year-old, he hated soccer, and
Good.
and he didn't love football, but he loved basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he still asks me to this day, Dad, I want to go play basketball. When are we gonna go play basketball? And I hope as a parent out there, I'm sure it's hard as a parent to be like, oh, I want you to play this.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do this. But find what your kid wants to play.
Yeah. I mean, you can help push him in one direction, but if the kid doesn't love the sport he's in or whatever, it's going to be bad for everybody.
Yeah, let your kid do what they want to do, and even if they don't want to play a sport, if your kid, my little brother, his name's Hunter, and he did band. There's not one other sibling I had that did band, but I watched my brother. He was on the drum line in band, and that was the coolest stuff I've ever seen. And he was good at it. He was good, and that was so fun to watch. And I just think that's the coolest thing. But, you know, give your coaches some grace, you know.
And the officials.
And the officials, yeah, and the officials. But, I mean, everybody makes mistakes. But, I mean, if your kid doesn't get a lot of playing time, like I know, I've seen it. I know there's kids on the basketball team that play baseball. And I'm sure there's kids on the baseball team that play football. And they're going to be better at naturally. We're all human. They are naturally going to be better at one sport than the other.
Yep.
And as a parent, you should know that. And the coaches, you know, watching you guys as coaches, I know there's other coaches out there, you know, watching Coach Jones in basketball and Austin Hollingsworth as your assistant coach in baseball and stuff like that. But, I mean, your kids are going to be good at different sports, and just support them no matter what. If they get a lot of bench time in one sport, you know, that's okay. You know, and if they're not good at that one, you know, again, I didn't play a lot of sports, but I'm a guy looking from the outside in, and I wish I would played a lot of sports, but I'm sure I would have been better at one than the other, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, if you're getting a lot of bench time too, ask your kid, like, hey, what's going on in practice? What are you doing wrong? Hopefully they tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time they won't, but yeah, I mean, just talk to your kid.
Yeah.
So during baseball, that's another thing is I don't have a parent text. These kids are in high school, 14 through 18 years old. So I have one thread, and it's with all my baseball players. Communicate with your parents. You're going to have to communicate with people through your whole life, whether it's a job, mission, whatever you decide to do. Communication is key. So parents need to talk to your kids. Kids need to talk to the parents on this stuff too.
Yeah, I 100% agree with it. And that's with anything you do. And, I mean, you watch all the movies like that. There's a lot of movies out there that kind of show, like, oh, my dad wanted me to do this. My dad wants me to get a trophy. My parents want me to get a trophy. They want me to do this. And I think that's a hard thing. And as a dad, as a parent, you know, I want to try my best to let my kid do what he wants to do. And if my kid wants to freaking, this is a stretch. But if he wants to go do, I think my kid is agile. Like, he's got some agility to him. And if he wants to go freaking do gymnastics, like,
Support him.
yeah, let that kid
Support
go
him.
do some freaking gymnastics. My kid likes to tumble. He likes to do that stuff. You know, support him. Let him do that. Let your kid do what they're good at. And I know that's hard for people listening to hear, and you might not agree, and that's 100% okay.
No, it's not.
Hey,
The main reason, I mean, I got our daughter now. She played sports growing up. She's in high school now. She doesn't want to play anything. Mm-hmm. She has zero interest. So if you push a kid to play a sport that they don't want, are they going to give any effort into it? Mm-hmm. They're going to show up, have a negative attitude.
My mom and dad told me to be here. This is what
Exactly.
I'm doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's their attitude.
They expect this out
A
of
couple
me.
years ago,
Yeah.
we had one on the football team. Mom and dad really wanted him to play. Came to practice. He kind of, I'm hurt. And finally, we just set him down, me and the head coach. We said, hey, like, just be honest. Do you want? No, I don't want to play. Like, okay. I mean, it's your decision. You don't. But he's like, I want to be the manager. Like, okay. And honestly, in my 16 years of coaching, he was the best dang manager we've ever had. He cared. He was detailed. He wanted to be a part of it. He just wasn't an athlete. He didn't want to play the sport. Mm-hmm. The kid found something he loved, and, I mean, he was great to have. It was a hard kid to lose after 4 years.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, he found something to be a part of the team. He was still there with all his buddies. In my mind, he was extremely important. I mean, he helped take care of everything that was going on out there.
yeah.
But it's just he didn't want to be there, but he kind of was pushed by his parents, and eventually when they saw how happy he was that he didn't have to put the pads on in practice, but he was still there, it worked out for everybody.
So did you see an attitude change in him as well?
100%. I mean, it used to be his grades were bad. I mean, he was always hurt. He was late to practice. He was always wanting to leave. When the minute he quit football and started, he'd beat us as coaches to the field. He was early. He was on time. His grades were improving. He was happy. It solved a lot of issues for him. And it goes back to don't force your kids to do something.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was still a part of the team. Had we won a state championship that year, he would have got the same ring or whatever else the rest of us would got. He was there with his buddies.
Well, just imagine your parents doing that. You know what I mean? If they both played basketball and you couldn't walk and chew gum, I mean, it was like.
I agree 100%. And I mean, long podcasts are okay. This is a great conversation. This is going a little over an hour, and we're going to keep rolling because this is just great. And if I got split into 2 episodes, we're going to do that. But, you know,
so
Cody,
will the second episode roll out in a month and a half?
No.
Back-to-back nights.
We're just going to keep
Doubleheader.
We're going to keep rolling them at doubleheader. There you go. But
2-minute break?
No breaks. You sit in that chair and you sit there. You just keep talking into that mic. But I mean, we're all dads sitting here. You know, me and Jackson have a little younger boys than you two do, but
throw the age back in it. John's got the youngest.
Yeah, I got a 2-year-old.
There you go. But I mean, I'm gonna throw this out there. I mean, Shawn, you're way into baseball. Cody, you're way into football. Jackson, I mean, what would you prefer your kid to play? Basketball. You'd
Golf.
prefer him to play basketball or golf? That's awesome.
Baseball.
See, and I would probably prefer Dusty to play basketball because I understand it the best. But as dads, I want honest answers here. Don't hold back. Like, don't just say what people are listening. Don't just say the right thing. But I'm gonna start with Shawn. Shawn, your kid's played baseball, and he's good at it. And you love baseball. But if your kid came to you and said, "Dad, I do not want to play baseball. I want to do something different," what would you say?
I'd say, great. What do you want to work on? I do love baseball. That's my sport. I live, eat, breathe baseball. I love it to death. But once again, back to our conversation, I'm not going to force him to play something he doesn't want to. Luckily, I am fortunate that he started playing competitive baseball at 6, and he's worked his butt off. I mean, obviously, he's going farther than high school with baseball, but he's worked hard. But if he would have came to me back at 10 years old, said, "Dad, I hate baseball. I don't want to play baseball anymore," I'd say, "Cool. What do you want to do? We'll work on whatever you want, whatever sport. Let's go do it."
That's awesome. That's cool. That's that's a great mindset. I want to know, again, honest answers. Cody,
Yeah,
you're a football guy, inside and out. You bleed.
I'm a sports guy.
Yeah,
Football is the top.
That's
but
your top.
Football, basketball, baseball.
So
Those are the sports that I'm getting into. Golf. Golf's a good time to watch.
Yeah,
I'm horrible at it. Absolutely horrible. Need some pointers from the golf pro over here.
Yeah, Jackson. But I mean, so football's the top.
Football's the top.
I guess that's a kind of a tough question because you're a sports guy. But I mean, let's throw this out there. Let's say your kid didn't want to play sports. What if he wanted to go be in the school spelling bee? What if he wanted to go do band? What if he wanted to do FFA? I mean, I know you're FFA.
I hope he does FFA.
You're pro FFA,
yeah.
But I mean, if your kid didn't want to do sports at all, what are you doing?
I'd like Shawn. I'd support him 100%. But for me, it was we've got to learn this together.
Yeah.
Like if he came to me and said, "Dad, I want to play baseball," I know enough about baseball. I feel comfortable taking him out back and playing. If he came to me and said, "Dad, I want to be in the band," I mean, well, shit, are you sure?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he and I are going to learn band together.
Yeah.
And I'm going to support him 100%.
That's cool.
And I'm probably on the same page as Cody. It's going to hurt. Like, if my boy came to me and said, "I don't want to play baseball," it's going to sting for a while. But, you know, it's one of those things you just move on and you grow together.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I do everything I can to push him that way. I've got, the
You've got all your
University
old gear.
of Texas football stadium hang up on his wall. I've got football equipment. I mean, he gets a basketball. He gets football. I'm doing everything I can to push him to sports.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if he says, "Dad, that's not for me," great, pal. What are you going to do?
Jackson, honest answer.
Okay.
If your kid came to you, so what's your top sport? Basketball? You said basketball. Basketball,
I
golf.
thought Jackson was the ballerina. Didn't you do ballet up in Burley?
You did. We
My
covered this.
Dad, I love you, but
this.
my dad used to do ballet when he was a kid.
Honestly, ballet, and you look at a lot of the pro
Yeah, I'm
athletes,
not kidding.
ballet stuff, like they do it.
Yeah.
Yoga.
To
My
get your
dad did
body
is a huge
limber and prevent
Yeah.
injuries.
That's
it's
a real
huge.
thing.
It is.
Did Burley even have sports?
Excuse me?
The old
We didn't know. We didn't
Steve
know.
Murdoch, I'm going to send this to you. He's a Burley guy, too.
We didn't know who Preston was when I was in high school.
Because you were out of
were
the
usually
state tournaments
behind
by
them.
then.
You guys had a good
Your score
basketball
was
program.
lower than ours.
Very rarely.
Yeah, rarely.
The one I will give
Rarely.
you, coaching Preston, Burley had a football player. Is by far probably the most gifted athlete I've ever seen in my life.
Gatlin Bear.
Yes, sir. And he
Yeah.
is now at University of Oregon. Coaching against that kid was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
And I hope he hears this. I never want to coach against you again. The kid was just amazing.
It could have been a center, quarterback, and him.
That's pretty much what it was when they beat us
promise.
here.
So
Yeah.
my boy didn't play football his junior year.
Mm-hmm.
I drove to Burley just to watch him.
To
play.
watch him.
That's the only reason I drove up.
Yep.
And
mean-
to support Preston.
Every now and then you get
Go
that
Bobcats.
one amazing athlete. But I'll say
Yeah.
in my
No, yeah,
years
he's-
my years of coaching Burley or against Burley, I lost to him once.
You
Go
didn't coach.
Indians.
You didn't
Go
coach when
Indians.
we was there. You
Lost
didn't
to
coach
him
when we was
once.
there.
Burley boy.
You would have
Speaking
beat him
his
4
truth.
years in a row if you freshman year.
No, but seriously, and I hope these are all honest answers. But Jackson, I mean, if your kid did not play the sport that you shot for, that you wanted him to play, I mean, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm gonna push him towards what I would like him to do.
Yeah,
Just as a dad. But let's go learn it. What do you want to do?
yeah.
You want to be in a spelling bee? Get the dictionary. You want to?
Dad's not going to help him with that one.
Nope, mom will.
What about
Nope.
math?
Yes, yeah, mom will too. No, yeah. If he decides to take a different route other than
Yeah.
sports, then just like these two said, you support your kids with
Yeah.
what they do. Doesn't matter what they want to do. Just be there.
So down that same path, obviously, we all grew up the way we did, but do you feel you did what your parents or your father would have chose for you? Like, did your dad choose for you to, was he pushing you to track? Or was he pushing you to another sport or activity?
No, I love my parents to death, and if you guys are listening, I love you to death. But FFA.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to go to FFA on my own. My parents, they told me, and I appreciate this actually. It taught me a lot. My mom said, if you want to do FFA, that FFA jacket back in the day was $50. And I don't know how much it is now.
Probably.
But my parents told me, if you want an FFA jacket, you are paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing that.
So they
if you-
supported you in that choice.
Yeah, they supported me in the choice. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I had to get it done, and I chose to do what I wanted to do, and honestly, for my parents, if they are listening, I mean, that taught me a lot. Being able to do that and pick what I wanted to do and go that route, and that's kind of how I strive to be. Like, I want Dusty to pick what he wants to do, and if he chooses not to do any sports, it's easier for me to say, you guys are all into sports 10 times more than I did, 100 times more than I am. You guys are into the March Madness. I enjoy watching sports. Watching it, like, if I were to watch it alone, I wouldn't watch it. But like watching MMA or watching football or watching basketball or watching baseball, like if it was with you guys, like I can enjoy it. And you guys all know, I mean, you're the coach, so when I'm at baseball, I can't ask you questions, Shawn. But I mean, I ask you guys questions when we're watching a sport. I ask you, well, what does that mean? What does that do? And I want to get into it. But with Dusty, whatever he chooses to do, I mean, that's up to him. And I truly, that's an honest answer. Like, I want to support him in whatever he does, and things that way. But I mean, it's tough though, and I get it. Like, there's a lot of parents out there that, maybe you grew up in basketball and you went to college basketball and you want your kid to be the basketball legend and stuff like that. And I get that it's hard to, if your kid doesn't want to do that, but I hope there's a lot of parents out there that, let your kid do what they want to do. That's just me speaking my honest truth, and I'm going to get some dirty comments, but let your kid do what they want to do and support them in it.
The short amount of time they have.
100%.
Like, they can only, football here starts in like 3rd grade. Baseball, they start at T-ball, but how many kids honestly, and it's hard to look at, but how many kids honestly make it from out of the high school ranks to go play a college sport?
Not
and even
many.
the smaller
Not a
amount,
whole
how
lot.
many make a lifetime career playing a sport?
Do you
Yeah.
know somebody that's done that?
Jordan Loveland.
I know a couple.
No, not Jordan Loveland. Who's the Loveland from USU? Sorry, Jordan.
Jordan Love?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
But did you know him personally?
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I know
Like,
he was
do
a
you,
local.
Do you know somebody that went and played professionally?
I know one right now. Braden Parker, played football for me, played basketball. He's playing professionally overseas right now.
Okay.
So it
I want to
happens
say that's the only one
that I think played pro that I know of. I think you're right. I mean, for me, coaching football was huge. The wins, the losses, I took those to heart. But my number one, and I was telling Shawn this downstairs before we started, my number one goal at the end of the day of doing any coaching was how many kids could I get to the next level.
Yeah.
And it wasn't to play. It was to get that opportunity to get school paid for, to get a career, to live the rest of their life.
100%.
And in my time, I think I had 25 kids with the opportunity to sign a college football scholarship to go. And I love you guys all if you're listening. I wish you all made it to the NFL. It wasn't going to happen, but it would have got school paid for. It would have set them up on a career path to enjoy the rest of their life.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, not every kid in high school or college is going to make it to the big leagues and stuff like that. And there's some kids that just play sports in high school just to do it.
Just to get out of school.
The kids should, this is one thing I think too, is kids shouldn't focus on, and does your boy play different sports?
Yeah, he played football.
He played football.
Yeah,
okay.
I know what you're gonna say. In a community like this, keep going.
Yeah, don't play one sport. Don't focus on one thing because it's just like Cody said, probably ain't gonna happen for the majority of us that have ever played sports.
And that's okay.
That is totally fine. But do not put all your eggs in one basket to think you're gonna go play for the Los Angeles Lakers or the Diamondbacks or whatever you want to do. Go play all the sports you can and learn as much as you can.
On that point, with all my talks to college coaches about our kids, what do you think the top two questions they asked me were?
Are they multi-sport athletes?
What are their grades and what other sports
GPA and sports?
That was it. They didn't ask me how tall is he, how many tackles, nothing.
Yep.
First every time was what is GPA? Is the kid going to take this serious? And what other sports do they play?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I heard Nick Saban talk about
who'd you say?
Same that. Shut up.
Who?
Shut up. But he talked about that. He goes, if I'm recruiting a kid and I have a football player only, but I have maybe another kid that's not as good, but he's a multi-sport athlete, I'm taking the kid that's a multi-sport athlete because he does have those different skills. And I think that's huge in smaller communities like ours. I mean, to be honest, for a football team to cancel a JV season because there's not enough kids, it hurts.
Yeah, it really does.
As a guy that we always had enough kids to play every sport, it's hard to see a sport cancel a JV season because they don't have enough baseball. I mean, last year we had 22, 23 come out. And you as a coach, as you know, grades get in the way, attendance get in the way. Yeah. You sometimes have 2, 3, 4 kids. So
injuries, I mean, there's
100%. And so if more kids play more sports, like I say, obviously Preston, it's very successful. Coach Jones has done amazing with the basketball program, but everyone seems to just quit and play basketball, and that's tough on the other sports out there.
And it's worked out for some of those kids that have quit. But I look back, Ty Hyde, football player, went on to play college football, finished his career at Idaho State. I think he had a chance. He worked out for some NFL teams. It just didn't fall in the. He got his college scholarship for football at a basketball practice. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty confident that the coach came and was watching him move on the basketball court. They offered him a football scholarship after the football season. Multi-sports are huge.
I don't see why they'd pick him up for football.
No, I mean
he's not a monster or anything.
But Ty's one.
I love you, by the way.
He's one of those kids that the minute I see him, we just pick up like it was nothing. I mean, he's played 4 or 5 years in college. He's moved on, been married, everything. But the minute I see him, I see Ty Hyde from high school.
Did you guys play multiple sports in high school?
Me?
Anybody sitting here?
Correct. Yeah, I played football. I played my freshman year basketball. I did screw up. I quit. I didn't play sophomore, junior, senior year, but I played football and baseball.
And I think it's more nowadays that you see the one sport athletes.
Oh, big time.
The AAU for basketball, stuff like that. It gives kids opportunities to play, but it almost ruins the high school sports experience, in my opinion.
I graduated in 13. There was 3 of us that was a multi-sport athlete. They walked around with shirts around the high school and gave them out to 3 of us. And we were like, what is this? They're like, oh, you played more than 3 sports. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys are focusing on one thing?
Yeah. And I want to speak to, like, I'm kind of the odd guy out. You guys all played sports, but
You're
I don't.
not the odd guy out.
Well,
Keep going.
Well, I am. You know, I am the odd guy out. I messed around in high school. You know, in high school when there was what do they call those? Not a display. What the heck? Anyways,
Trophy case.
No, but anyways, when they did the shows, the talent shows, whatever, an assembly. There's a word. When they did an assembly, I'd bounce out. I'd go fishing or something. I'd go fishing for an hour, and I'd come back when the assembly was over. In school, I'd put my head down on the desk. I wouldn't pay attention to the classes, you know. And I want to reach out. Hopefully, there are some teenagers listening to this, but you know, do good in school. Try your hardest at least. You know, it was a struggle for me. I struggled with math. I struggled with quite a few things, but there were a lot of things that I wanted to do. If I'm not lying here, I wanted to do wrestling at one point. And I applied to get in wrestling, and they said, you got to get your GPA up. I couldn't get my GPA up. I just couldn't. I applied to be an FFA officer. I wasn't picked because my GPA was so low. They said, you need to focus on school. You don't have time to be an officer. You need to focus on school. So I want to give a shout out to those kids that struggle in school, that, you know, do your best. And if there's a sport you want to do it, you know, and try your hardest. Me, I kind of just said, screw it. And I just said, you know what, I'm dumb in school. And I actually I'm saying it right now on the podcast. I live by that. I was stupid at school. I didn't read the books. I didn't do my homework. I didn't do this. Do it. You know, because truly, that is honestly one of my biggest regrets, is not doing sports. I wish I could have done football. I wish I was on the basketball team. I wish I was on the wrestling team. I did track for a little bit, and then I got an injury in the gym, and I used that as an excuse to get out. You know, I loved FFA, so I did everything to stay in that. But
how far did you get in FFA? What did you accomplish in FFA?
I didn't.
He had that trophy. Remember the showing?
I did the dairy showmanship. I competed
in
in job interview. I competed in quite a few different things, and I did well at that. But you know, it all goes back to your grades,
right?
And do well in school to get to what you're doing, and stick with it. You know, that's speaking from a kid. You know, I always throw the excuse of I've got ADHD out. You know, but even kids with ADHD or whatever you have, or you know, you can do it. And I just kind of gave up. And I think, you know, you kids that are out there, if there's a sport you want to do, participate in it. Do well in school, focus, and do what you're supposed to do. And I'm jealous, you know, I'm jealous of you guys that did the sports that you did. I truly am. I seriously, like, I wish I could have played baseball, football,
look at where
basketball.
it got us.
You guys are all successful. You guys are all successful men. You guys are doing well. I'm stoked to have you guys here on this podcast and listen to you guys. But for the kids out there, I mean, do well in school. Try hard. Do your best.
It is student athlete.
Yep.
The student part's got to come first.
Yeah.
And it sucks seeing a kid stay home from a baseball or football game because his GPA's bad.
Or you look in the dugout and they're just wearing school clothes.
Yeah.
And I mean, most of the teachers, so head coaches get an email every Monday of kids who are ineligible, whether it be grades, attendance. Most of the time, if it's a grade issue, the teachers at Preston High are more than willing to help you out whenever you need. It's not like...
Take the help.
Take it. Go to school, ask that teacher, hey, what can I do to get my grade up? I want to go play baseball, basketball, football game today. Just go to work. Just put a little bit of effort. I mean, I was having this discussion, an administrator walked in the other day. Luckily, I wasn't super heated yet, so I watched everything I said. But, I mean, that's the first thing I go over every single practice is student-athlete grades and attendance. Yeah. You have to show up to school. You have to give your effort at school if you want to step on my baseball field.
Yeah.
Well, that's not only important for the kid, it's the team.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll use your son, Connor, for example. I mean, he's he's a great player. He's done a lot of good things. I've seen him hit some over the fence. For him to show up, not go to school, not be able to play that game, I mean, that hurts the whole team. So it goes back to your no I in team thing. Like, to be a part of a team, you got to hold up on the student aspect of the agreement to be a student athlete.
If we talk about Kobe Bryant, though, he said there's an M and an E.
There is a me. R.I.P.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's really cool. We've had some great conversations, and I hope people that are listening, they listen and they take this to heart. And I want anybody listening, go support your high school sports. Go support baseball. Shawn, I appreciate you coming on tonight and talking about baseball and what it means to be a coach and talking about your athletes. You know, Jackson and Cody, as always, it's good to have you guys on. And I always like to ask the question, you know, especially to you, Shawn. I mean, you got any advice? You got anything you want to say? You know, if there are any kids listening, and even adults that have kids, you know, what do you got to say? What's some advice, some teaching that you have there?
One thing is teamwork. I mean, once you move on from high school athletics, whether you go to college athletics or go get a job, go on a mission, you will always be working with someone else. More than likely, it's if you own your own business, you're working with clients, you're selling, you're doing stuff like that. Or if you're working for someone, you have to have communication. So take something from sports and working with a team. You're going to be working with a team the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So learn it now to make it easier once you move on from sports, high school, mission, whatever it may be. Take that and use it in your life. I mean, part of the reason why I think where I'm at today is because of sports. I mean, you learn discipline. You learn that teamwork. You learn communication. I mean, I wouldn't be where I was at if I didn't have sports. Coaches push you, but it's the mindset of yourself. But also, if Cody comes in and gives me his mindset, now I'm picking up learning stuff from him. Same with Jackson, same with you, Cam. So learn from other people, but also learn how to work with a team and be a good team member.
That's
you
awesome.
don't want to be that guy that's constantly running people down, bad attitude, bad language, all that stuff. It's learn from sports to help you be successful in life.
I love that. Yeah, keep that in your sports mindset and keep that in your life mindset. Jackson and Cody, I always like to ask you guys, you guys got anything?
I mean, I was kind of, you asked that question to Shawn, and I think he had a great answer. But for me, is along of being part of that team, it's go try something new and build that bond.
Yeah.
I mean, Shawn, Jackson, how many of your former teammates could you call right now today and they would drop everything to help you? I mean, building that team when in high school and everything else. Shawn, you said you have kids coming back to you that still call you coach after years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that team, to know you have that group of guys that, yeah, you went through the 2-a-days. You went through the 100 degrees. You guys did it together as a team. You build that bond for life.
Yeah. Yeah. Jackson, where's your wisdom, pal?
Uh-oh.
I got a good quote.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Okay.
Go Texas.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Get out there. Work hard at what you want to do. Go get it done.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, I hope you guys know, and I hope everybody listening takes what we've talked about to heart tonight.
You can't get out that easy. You got to answer the same question.
Well, it's hard for me because I didn't do any sports, but
You did try.
You did try.
You know-
What'd you
FFA
learn?
was kind of a,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a team building
Yeah.
thing.
you know, my biggest thing is, you know, having two coaches on here tonight. Listen to your mentors. You know, even me tonight at about, you know, I had a livestock committee meeting tonight. We got done with that about 9:00, and I called my boss after that because I was in sales. I work for Keelix, and in sales it's rough. And I called my boss. I said, "Boss, I'm struggling, having a hard time. I feel like I'm not doing as good as I normally am." Reach out to your mentors in times of need, the people that you look up to, and those people that are taking care of you. They're gonna help you. And I told my boss this, I says, I just feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. I feel like I'm not succeeding. And he told me, and he helped me. You know, he told me some good things. He says, well, in your downtime, educate yourself. He says, if you're not out selling, sit down at your computer and research what you're doing. Research the ruminant of a cow. research the product that you're putting in your tub, in your supplements, things like that. And that goes for anything in life. Research, educate yourself, and get better. Promote yourself and do good. And I took that to heart, and I think that's great advice for anybody and anybody you're doing, anything that you're doing, sports, career, anything like that. Take some time and educate yourself and do well, and reach out to your mentors, because that's definitely what I do. You three guys sitting here tonight, you may not know it, but listening to you guys, it educates me, and it helps me, and it gets me to where I need to be in life, and it means a lot. And I appreciate all you guys taking time out of your night to come sit here with us this evening and give your wisdom, give your advice. And I appreciate you guys as friends and mentors. I've reached out to all you guys before. We've all had conversations before, and that means a lot to me. And for anybody listening, reach out to your mentors and talk to them and see how far it gets you, because it'll get you far. And I want everybody listening, I hope you guys continue to listen. I appreciate all you guys, and I want you guys to remember that everybody has a story, and go ahead and tune in when you can.
Hey, I appreciate the invite. I know you've done probably six of these before. This is my first invite I got. So I appreciate your time, and thanks for inviting me on. It actually really means a lot to me.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Shawn. Everybody, that goes for everybody.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun journey to be a part of.
We'll have to do it again.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully
Maybe
I get
after
an invite.
the state championship baseball game.
Let's do it.
Go support your local baseball team and all your other sports.
Hell yes.